Welcome everyone to the Power of Energy Healing. I am Christy Warnick. I am a spiritual, intuitive, and energy healer, and we're here today to talk about clearing and cutting cords and what they are and why that's important. So I'm here with Dipal Shah, and so I'm going to let her introduce herself to you a little bit here. We're going to share this out. So Dipal, if you have anywhere you want to share it to, you can do that now. Otherwise, I will let you get started while I share this out and invite some people to join us. So I encourage you and invite you to do the same. Anyone that's joining us live here and on the replay, be sure to help us by sharing this out. Hello, Laura. And yeah, that would be awesome. And just help us out here. So it takes just a minute to do. So Deeple, if you want to let people know who you are. You're from more of the telesummit world, but you're kind of getting in and expanding yourself, which is great. So I'm happy to have you here. And so let people know a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Definitely. Thank you, Christy, for having me here. I'm so excited to be here with everyone from this community. I think this is our second time this month, right?
Yeah.
That we're here together. So
I'll put the other one in the links too in the comments, because we did like a whole, what was it, about an hour and a half of healing. So I'm going to put the link to that in the comments too, so so you can definitely check that out. So yeah, all right.
So thanks for having me back. So a little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know me, yes, I do come from the telesummit world, and now I am doing other things. But I used to work in pharmaceutical sales, and that went on for about 10 plus years. And I decided that I was done. And so I decided to stay home with the kids as they were really little. They were about 2.5 and 6. So I really felt like I needed to be home with them. And so while I was doing that, I was working on myself, eating healthier, cooking healthier meals, belly dancing. I found all kinds of things to do with myself. And just taking time for myself, because I've been working since I was 17. And so this was the time that I just had to myself. And so I took that break. Everybody needs it. And it was interesting because it was a time in my life that I must have really needed it, because I was also dealing with some physical issues that needed some resolving. But just within a few months of disconnecting from that Western world, I opened up to my own spiritual journey, and I started to get involved in gemstones and started working with them a lot more. And then I started to gravitate towards energy, like a lot of energy. So I just found it so fascinating. And so I learned, Reiki, I learned quantum touch, I learned pranic healing, and so many other modalities. It actually, I finally found my passion. And that's what was great, because I found my passion. I never even knew there existed this other world of energy, because I was too busy pushing pills, right? So nobody ever talks about energy at that point. But this was very important, because then I finally learned how could I help people with their health issues? How could I help people overcome their chronic health problems? And so I started diving into people's bodies and seeing what the root cause is, rather than masking it with a pill. And so working now with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people all over the world, it's amazing how many people I have helped with who come to me with cancer, thyroid issues, hypertension, diabetes, weight loss issues, menopause, autoimmune disease, seizures, and the list just goes on and on. So this has been just the most amazing journey for me. And every time my husband and I talk, and he's like, "Oh, I got to go to work Monday," and I'm like, "Oh, I got to go to work Monday."
Yeah, we get to go to work, right?
Yes. And I'm so happy. This is like my peace place, I love it. And so I'm so happy to be here and so happy to be helping and serving all the communities on Facebook and everywhere in my life, wherever I can be.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about, some people don't even know about these energetic cords and what they are. So let's talk about that, and that there are some that are beneficial and some that are not, and the difference between those.
Definitely. So one thing in my practice that I discovered very quickly was people carry a lot of baggage and emotions. and not sure if it's theirs or somebody else's, right? And do we really, in our minds, like when I first started with energy healing, I didn't even distinguish. I didn't know I could distinguish between, is it mine or somebody else's, right? And so the reason that this happens is because whether or not we even look at somebody in the eye or whatever communication we're having with others, it creates these energetic threads of information being exchanged from one energy field and body to another energy field and body. And everything that that person has been through, you may sense, and what they are going through in their life presently, you may take on that information. Okay. So it's very important to ask yourself, is this mine or somebody else's? Because there might be a time where all of a sudden, you started out your day like you're so happy and glorious and everything's just perfect. And all of a sudden, you're walking on the street and you get to the end of the road or you get to your workplace or wherever and you feel like crap. You just feel nasty. You may feel sticky. You may feel like you're catching a cold, like you're getting sick. You may feel like really exhausted. Maybe your mood changes. Maybe you start feeling very angry and frustrated all of a sudden. So where's this coming from? That's the point of cords. That's what we need to really dive into and see. Now, what the interesting thing is about cords is that these cords are so important that we really look at them because they could be big, small, short, tall, thick, thin. They could have, they could be wavy, they could be straight. They could look like anything. Okay. Not only that, but these cords. When I first started working with cords, I used to see them in the chakras. Okay. Mm-hmm. But the more I started working with them, the more I started seeing that, okay, they're not only from present life, but they're also from past lifetimes, situations, events, circumstances, and they're attached to organs, systems, glands, tissues, muscles, spine, and even the skin. So they could be anywhere. I have helped people clear hundreds and thousands, even millions of cords that they've been carrying through past lifetimes and present life. So this is where chronic illnesses come into place, especially weight. Weight has been a huge issue because, you consciously or unconsciously cord yourself and take on other people's stuff. And I see it especially in light workers, healers, people that are very sensitive to energy. They want to help, right? So they're like, oh, I'll hold that for you, right? But they don't realize that, oh, I've taken on everything that other person is holding on to themselves. So it's very, very important that we look at this. Now, I remember when I would walk into the mall, and if you guys have ever walked into a mall, a crowded mall in Atlanta, oh my goodness, I couldn't breathe. I thought I kept going in and out of the mall, and my sister-in-law thought I was going crazy. She said, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, I can't breathe. And I was flushing But I didn't realize at that time, because I was so new to this, to energy work, that I was taking on everybody else's energy and hurting myself. And once I learned how to breathe and clear and meditate and all that, now I have no problem going into the mall. I'm like, you guys keep your stuff, I'll keep mine.
Yeah, I remember, I used to be, I was totally fine until I went through some things, and then all of a sudden it got to where I was like that too. I was like, oh my gosh, and what's around me. But now I can comfortably go into a mall or anywhere else again, but I keep my energy cleared as much as possible. So, and I'm all the time doing videos like with people like you, or even just on my own page, where I actually do, include in like cord cuttings and clearings and things like that. But I haven't had someone come on and actually talk about more about what they are. And so it's really good to have you here explaining that. So yeah, so it is, and people that are empathic, it's very important to keep that energy cleared as much as possible. So, and like I said, we're going to do a process to clear some of these things for you. So if you now is the time to invite your friends and family, or share it to groups. Just take a minute to do that, because this process, but it also works live and on the replay too. It's energetic, therefore the intention is there, and it works on the replay. So we're here to help you. And I love helping people to transform their lives for the better. And I love having people come on my show that, have a similar, goal, have a similar, what it is that they're wanting to help people with. And so I love collaborating with people on here to do this for people, because it is very helpful. So what are some of the, like once they go through and really clear these things out. So we had talked about the difference between cutting cords and clearing them. So some cords are beneficial, they just need some clearing, and some, and most of them, we don't need at all. So can you tell us the difference between those two?
Yep. So what I have seen is some of those thicker ones are actually from family members. Yay! because we're so hoarded to them. We're so, especially our mom, right? We're so connected to our family and family members. And you'll see, even like Thanksgiving is going to be coming up, the holidays are coming up. Watch what happens. If you can feel, you will feel it. You will feel it even connecting. If you're very sensitive, you'll feel these cords like it's almost like a hook, And some people will cord themselves to you intentionally or unintentionally. Most of the time, it does happen unintentionally, but when I clear cords, we're still keeping those cords attached. Okay, because it is between family members, like
the beneficial ones, yes.
Your mom, you and your dad. You don't want to cut those cords. We want to clear all the negativity, all the low vibrations that are in these cords, right? Think of cords as electricity, right? So let's clear that and make it more pure, right? And more harmonious, because then you'll see that relationship changing. Okay, clearing cords will change a lot of relationships. And so cutting them, the only time that I will cut them is, of course, when somebody has been abused, has had any sexual trauma, acquaintances, maybe people that they don't know. Those are the cords that you just don't need every day. Maybe you're going to work and you're corded to everybody there. Yeah, we don't need those. We could just cut those. Okay. So it's very important to distinguish, okay, which ones do we need to cut and which ones do we need to clear? And so hopefully that helps. But I had one lady that lost about 14 pounds just from clearing cords within 7 days. So You'll see your back pain just going away because we cut the cords. Okay, so you'll hear me saying cut or clear, but you know that clear is family members and cut is everyone else.
Yeah. And it is very important also, like you said, just to clear out the energy around them too. Even the ones that you cut, you want to, and always dissolve them. Ask that those be dissolved with love, and then the holes filled with love and light. So that way, they're not as likely to, the same ones anyway, aren't as likely to reattach, because they can if you don't dissolve them or just completely kind of take care of those in a permanent way that are just no longer serving you. Yep. So yeah. So yes. Do you, let's see. Does anyone have any questions about any of the energetic cords? So I was going to get her to answer a few questions before we go into the process. So if anyone has any questions about the cords or what they are or why they're there, that's another thing. Why are these still there that, are, let's say, from past lives or from the past that people may think, oh, by now they've cleared up, or something like that. So why are those still there when they're really no longer serving?
Right. So that's a great question, because we do have those karmic ties. We have soul contracts. There's also parallel lives that we live. And so all these things come into play, vows that you may have made, okay, in past lifetimes. And so a lot of that will come in. And the people that you know in this lifetime and connect with in this lifetime are people you've already known in your past lifetime. So they're following you too. They're part of your soul family. So you're making these connections, through these cords. That's how you're finding each other. Right? In relationships, when you're looking for your twin flame or your soulmate or the person you're going to marry, how are you getting connected? You're getting connected because of these cords that are bringing you together to some extent. Okay. But also, when we clear these cords, we have to clear or cut from the root. It's very, very important to do that. So that that energy doesn't stay within your body. And you'll see a huge difference when that happens, because it'll change things for you financially. You'll see differences, immediately within your life, in your career, finances, relationships with others, even within yourself and how you feel at the end of the day. And that's really important.
Yeah, and we've got a few questions here. How do you know that you have cords connected? So what are some of the things that how they would know?
Right, like I said, so if you're having anything going on in your body, okay, if you're having any kind of illnesses, any kind of aches and pains, that will tell you there is a cord attached. And within the process that we're going to do in just a little bit, you'll see how that starts to clear up for you.
Okay. And then we've got, how can someone clear their past life cords?
So I can help you do that. Clearing those cords, you can definitely get in touch with me and I will help you do that.
Mm-hmm. And you indicated that you could see them, but how do you feel them?
Oh, yeah. You can see them, feel them. Some people can hear them.
And it's different for everybody. I just want to state that. Some people don't notice them at all, and some people do. It just depends on the person. I know that's true for anything, really. Everyone has their own experience, and that's okay. Everyone has a different way of doing things and feeling things and sensing things. So yes, so that's absolutely okay. And Cricket's asking about implants. What is your take on implants? And we may do a separate show about implants.
Yeah. I won't go too much into implants, but implants I feel are almost like they're like these recordings that go off in your mind, and we do bring implants in from other lifetimes as well as the present lifetime, but they are they are they're different than cords, because I can see them. They're almost like a device that's stuck in your head that keeps going in circles and circles. So it's very different. And it could be an entity. An implant can be an entity. It could be a curse. It could be black magic. Those could all be implants.
And also, so if someone feels themselves being having something attached, how is the best way to clear that? Like if they wanted to do it themselves. Now, I'm just going to say that when I first started working with clearing cords and cutting cords, Archangel Michael is a good, if you just want to work on yourself, because I do like to encourage people to yes, absolutely, that's part of like the self-care, you know, but cutting those cords, asking that they be dissolved, and just filling that space up with love and light, that can actually be done. Archangel Michael is excellent at helping with that. Many of the archangels and ascended masters actually do help with that, but divine beings help with that. Intention is very important, you know, just asking that you be cleared of these things, or and just that you know, just are and stay cleared. But what are some of the things that you suggest that people can do for themselves to help with this?
Yep. So some of the things that you can do is, and I recommend to all, even my community, that it's very important to clear cords in the morning and in the evening, because at night you travel. Okay. And so you need to clear those cords in the morning. Now, you also, and in the daytime, you are in touch with so many people, so you need to clear those cords at night. So morning and evening, or 2 times. And the best way to do that is to basically, you can take your hand up, okay, to the eighth to seventh chakra, okay, and you can go ahead and just bring that hand all the way down through all of your chakras, okay, and all the way down to the first. And do that 3 times. And when you're doing that, you can say, cut, cut, cut. Okay. So that's a really quick and easy way of doing it.
And, you know, and like she said, just be sure to contact her, or you can get in touch with me, either way, to, you know, an energy healer, and they can, many of them work with clearing these things out. And someone had asked if there's cords that get created when someone has been molested or something like that in some way. And yes, that can be, but it may have been cleared by now. So, you know, we're going to do a process to help everyone here. And someone had asked about if they get to decide which cords are cleared and things like that. So the only cutting or clearing or anything that will happen during the process today is only that in which is for your highest and best good. So if there's something that is serving you in some way, then you're going to keep that. Okay. So if it's not, then you just, and you just have to be open to receive, or say yes if you would like to receive this clearing. But if not, that's totally fine. You just have to say, you know, you can just say no for yourself, or just, you know, just say, okay, I'm choosing to just wait on this, or whatever. So you're only going to receive what is for your highest and best good if you're open to receive.
Yep.
So, yes. So let me go back through the comments here for just 1 second. I'm just going to let you go ahead and get started on that process.
Yeah, wonderful. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, and everybody who's wanting and willing to receive and be open to this beautiful process that we're about to do, it is a very powerful tool. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in, nice breath out. And if you're driving, please do not listen to this at this time. Listen to the replay, as the energies will be infused within the replay as well, and they will be just as effective and powerful.
And her website, I've got it put up on the screen there. So I'll put it, it'll be in the comments after the show as well. So that's how you get in touch with her.
So take a
Okay.
breath in and close your eyes, and a nice breath out. Inviting your guide team and my guide team here today. Asking Archangel to be present. Setting our intention of staying on Earth, releasing all doubts, fears, expectations, and resistance. And at this time, I want you to bring your attention to where your body takes you. The very first place that comes in mind. It could be an ache, it could be a pain, it could be nothing. It's just where the body wants you to go. It could be on the outside of the body or inside. You can lay your hand there if you wish, or just bring your attention there. And I'm just going to go ahead and start clearing the cords, clearing that space where you have set your intention and your attention from all time, space, and dimensions. All the cords that no longer serve you. Continue to breathe. Now feel into the same area and notice how it feels. Take a nice deep breath in and a nice breath out. And notice how that feels. You may feel some relief of pain. You may feel lighter. You may feel some healing. Maybe emotions being released. Maybe even something else. For those of you who are still feeling the same, probably because you're holding on so tight. And there's a fear of letting go.
Yeah, and if you want to put in the comments what you experienced, if you felt anything, if you would like to share. That would be awesome. And while I'm waiting on those to come in, I do want to make a couple of announcements, and I'll put her website back up on the screen there. And okay, so later, right after the show today, it will be Kira Lani with Tree Gong, and later today, Yves LeBlanc with Awakening the Warrior. So I want to invite you to join in on those shows there. And also, okay, so we've got a couple of here. Had some movement. Got some thank you. Someone said no movement, which you may not notice. You may or may not notice the change at this time. Someone's saying they feel very lighter, feeling lighter. Some hearts. Awesome, massive. Cool. Doses of blue. And you can always go back and watch the replay of this. Sometimes it may take more than one process. So you can always go back and watch the replay and do this again. Or you can go back and watch our show that we did the last time on my page. I'm going to put the link in the comments so you can go back and watch that. We did a lot of different clearings. We did the chakras. I think we did some clearing, aligning, and balancing of the chakras. We did all kinds of things. So I'm going to put the link to that in the comments here so you can watch that. I think we did that last Monday, or was it the week before? I think it was the week before that.
Yep.
So it was a couple weeks ago. And so, yeah, so we did a whole show with just healing and different things. So you can definitely watch the replay of that and get that as well. So I will put it in the comments here. People are feeling lighter.
Yeah, cool. Pain relief.
Yeah, definite difference. Cool. And so, like I said, that's what these shows are about. They are I always ask whoever comes on with me to share some type of process. And so these are very beneficial, and this is just a small portion of what can be done during an energy session. So I encourage you to reach out to Dipal, and I'll show that one last time there. And the links will be in the comments. And if you have any questions or would like to get in touch with me, it is ChristyWarnick.com. And you can definitely go there, but all of those links are going to be in the comments for you to check us out. And Dipal, did you want to mention you've got From Heartache to Joy? You'll be on there the end of the month. So What do you have going on with that?
So on October 30th, I will be on From Heartache to Joy Telesummit talking about energy vampires. And it's just in time for Halloween, and creating our boundaries. It's all about creating our boundaries and protecting ourselves from other people's energy. Again, goes along with cutting cords, right? Mm-hmm. But this is going to be fun and interesting. So come join me. I will put the link up as soon as I receive it. I will have the link. Also, you can get it from my Facebook page as well. So if you're following me, you will be able to find it.
Awesome. And I have 2 accelerator images, so I'll be sending out the energies of these. I was going back and forth, and I decided to do both of them. So I've got Fascination, which promotes joy and cleanses energy. So this kind of went along with the theme today. This is what it looks like. These are by Brian DeFlores of Light Quest International. And so I'm going to send out the energies of this to everyone now. And this works on the replay too. Okay. And the next one is Angelic Healing Matrix, uplifts energy and releases burdens. So that's what it looks like. Okay. I'm going to send that one out as well. And this week, I was deciding between several people to receive a remote lightwave session from me. And so I was kind of looking through the comments, and I had already had a couple people that I had written down. So I've got several people on my list that I am watching, and it's people that interact on my show here, but also on my Facebook page as well. So if you've commented, if you've shared the videos, if you've interacted, or any posts really from my page or from my show here, I just choose a person each week. So this week I've got, like I said, I was deciding between two different people. So I've actually chosen two Lindas. I don't know, but I just was like, there's a Linda, and then so there's actually two. So Linda Winger and Linda Wynn. So I will be doing their remote lightwave session for them. And so be sure to share this out, comment, like it, share it out, as well as, go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Christy Warnick1, and be sure to share out the videos and post there and comment. And because I look for those things, and I choose a person each week to get that remote lightwave session. If you would like to schedule one of those, you can definitely go to my website to do that. So, all right, so I want to thank you all for being here. Check out the Akashic Academy website, theakashicacademy.com. The newest edition of the Akashic Academy magazine is out this month, so it is there, and you can also check out the membership. And if you got value from this show, and if you would like to leave a review here on the Akashic Academy, I encourage you to do so. It's real easy. Just go up and just kind of share anything that you would like to share about the Akashic Academy. Just amazing reviews have been put there, so we encourage you to do that. So thank you all for joining us. And someone fell asleep. That's okay too. It still works. So yes. So thank you all for joining us, and I'll be inviting Dipal back to come and join us once again in the near future. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for commenting and just sharing your experiences. It really does. It does help us and encourages us to continue what it is that we're doing here. So thank you all once again, and we will see you all next week. I will see you here next week. So thank you, and be sure to check the comments for those links, okay? Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.